All right, I'm back here with Sean. It's the next day if you watched my other video, which no one watches, but I know some people might watch it.
More people are gonna watch it.
All right, we're gonna start walking now. I had to stop while I
Josh,
set
where
this up.
are we?
We're in Mongkok. Oh, I better mention the camera settings before I forget. I'm testing the crap out of these cameras, or this camera, the Insta360 X3. So today we're doing standard definition. What am I saying? SDR, standard dynamic range, because it's not that sunny. I've done auto ISO set to the max and auto shutter speed, but I've set it to -1 stop, and that's kind of to protect the highlights, and then I'll boost that up in post because I got to fix the audio and the color anyway. Oh, and I'm shooting in log. That's all the technical details.
I
now.
asked a question, Josh. I said, it's really noisy in Mongkok. It's, at the heart of lunch hour. Is this going to be an issue?
Oh yeah, because last time we used the Sony and we mic'd ourselves up.
We did,
with the Rode, and you had a recorder.
Yeah, we had mics on us.
So they've got the single, the old Rode, which only has one transmitter. So if you go back, you can watch that video. But this one, we're not using any mics. We're using the onboard mic, and it's really good sound quality. You can probably hear it now, since you're watching this video. It's really clean and it's clear. It's really good, and that's because this camera has 4 microphones, and it uses some sort of AI magic algorithm
For noise cancellation.
Yeah, I think that's what it's doing, but I couldn't really find any information on it. But they say it's AI. I don't know how AI is.
Josh, last night you used this camera to shoot a music event.
Yes.
Was it this camera?
It was this camera, but I used a sound recorder. And I've got the levels wrong. Well, I set it with the mixer, but when that heavy metal band came on, it was all blown out.
It was it was all distorted, you mean?
Yeah, we set it to
no.
-6 dB, which is very safe.
I think -6 is not enough. I think -6 is not nearly enough. Are we going here? Are we going to a new
Oh, we're getting a new one.
All right.
-6 on a medium level heaviness is what we set it to, but when they went on, they were like so loud. So that was a bit distorted.
We're finding a place to eat. I guess there's a new Tatsan thing. Yeah.
There is. It's not that new, but it's new for you.
Okay. Is it better than this one? Because this one's quite good.
It is.
Why do you say
I find the service not as friendly.
Okay. Well, then the food should be better in that.
But the food is better.
Like you can't have everything. It's like service food quality. Service food quality.
Well, this is Hong Kong. The service is. You expect it to be rude. They're actually not as rude as the rudest rude of Hong Kong.
Where's the rudest rude of Hong Kong?
There's a place, ironically, called Australian. What is
Dairy
it?
Farm? Australian
Yeah,
Dairy Farm?
yeah. And they make this milk custard using Australian milk, which is where they get the Australian from. But if you ever go to Australia, you would expect the service to be similar to Australia, right?
Are Australians polite?
Yeah, they're very friendly and polite, and very laid back and slow, and probably similar to Canadians, I'm
Are
guessing.
you describing yourself?
Yeah, maybe. I'm a bit slow sometimes.
So, Josh, help me understand. I don't have to be in the frame, do I? Because this is capturing 360 degrees.
Yes, it's really cool. We can output it to flat, and sometimes I do both, because 360 it's kind of cutting edge, but it's also, because it's cutting edge, there's issues with it. There's like teething problems. There's a lot I could mention, but one of the main ones is that 360 needs to load the whole entire environment.
Yeah.
Like it's filming everything basically all around us. So when you come to watch it back, you can look around just like where the camera is recording everything, but there's too much data and you need a really fast connection.
So it makes the file sizes much bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I'd set it in the file sizes. Less than 10 words. How many words did you use?
I talk a lot. That's what the channel is about. I'm trying to talk more. I actually don't talk that much.
Yeah, I should learn to talk more too.
I actually don't, I'm actually really quiet. I was
Are
the
you?
quiet guy in school,
I
yeah.
didn't know that. You're so sociable, and you have so many friends here. What's this?
Some sort of noodles. I need to turn the camera like this so you can see both.
Looks quite decent, Josh.
Well, this is the one I was going to take you to. I need to turn around again. That one there. You can look at the menu because, funnily enough,
Okay. So what's the translation of that one right there? Can you read that? Let's translate that.
I cannot, but I know they have an English name.
Well, I can tell you what it is.
Oh, before I move on to this topic, the image is a little blurry in 362. It's not as sharp as 4K in a little box. This is like 4K
in a big,
like
big
everywhere,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
sphere. So that's a limitation, but they'll get better over time. Kind of pioneers with this technology. Anyway, let's talk about this thing. What do you think of the exterior of
I think it's very PRC.
PRC? It is a bit
Me.
PRC.
Dragon State Cafe, right?
Yeah,
Is that the name of it? Dragon State Cafe?
Dragon State. It says. How'd you know that?
Because it says that in Chinese. So,
Really? Because that's what it's called. If you go over here, oh, there's a line.
then why is there a line at Dragon State?
Oh no, it says it's Dragon City. If you look at
Oh,
this.
Dragon City. Yeah, it's not Dragon State. Dragon City. Should we go on here?
Dragon City Cafe. Oh, by the way, you mentioned that you're going to have a very special audience member watching this, so you might as well say hi to her.
My mom, my dad. Oh, two special audience members.
Oh, two. Okay.
Yeah. My mom was just here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I missed her.
It's too
I saw her when she came.
Well, last time, right?
I think, was that last time? It was a long time.
It was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was last time. Now, I also need to test one thing. I'm going to render this with direction lock on, but I found that direction lock, it means it will follow, like, if I turn the camera, it won't smooth out that movement. So like if you're riding a bike or if you mount this on a car, and the car turns, it's not gonna turn with the car.
It's gonna lock on one direction.
Yeah, so like if I walk around like this, that's the way I want to set it, because I don't want the person watching this to keep having to scroll around in 360.
I see. So it's gonna lock on one spot. I see. That's really cool.
Yeah, but
Did the previous one have this feature?
I think, yeah, it's not hard to do, but the thing I found is if I do this, like, because I'm walking and I have a little bit of shakes,
Yeah.
I don't think it actually smooths out that movement. It needs to average out the turning and left and right. So when I do this a bit, because I've got shaky hands or I'm walking, right now it should be very smooth because it can do that. It can stabilize exceptionally well. So I need to test it out. If you're looking at, I'm actually doing this right now with the camera. Oh, like this. If it looks shaky, like an earthquake, then
Everyone's vomiting because they're getting motion.
yeah, they need to add an option in post saying smooth out the horizontal lock as well.
Why don't you show them the menu? It looks quite good. Creamy egg barbecue. It looks nice.
We have this menu which is accessible while you're waiting. It's a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Keeps you. So
Signature seafood. I think these look quite nice. These are everything is available after 11 o'clock.
I have two favorites here.
Tell me.
That one,
Yeah, it doesn't look that great.
which is a sour fish, which we ate that in China actually.
Yeah, we
But
did.
it was like really cheap in China.
Yeah.
This is Hong Kong. The other thing I like is the curry.
We should get the
Oh,
curry.
we've got to go to the next menu. How convenient! Look, we can
How come
continue.
they're allowed to go in, but we're not allowed to go?
I think some of them are takeaway. Kind of
So
do
where's
this
the
one
curry?
there.
Show me the curry.
Can you find it?
I reckon it's one of these. No.
Yeah, that the photo looks bad because the fat is all like white. It's not- It took too
So
long
we're
to
gonna
take
get
a
a
shot.
curry beef tendon. Brisket.
I like them, but they have tongue. If you like tongue, Some
Yeah,
people don't
we
like
should.
tongue.
We should do this. We should get
Chicken,
one curry,
small.
and then we should do. I don't know about the fish.
Yeah, you
kinda
pick
like-
the other one.
How about maybe one of these guys, the creamy
Yeah,
egg
that looks
barbecue?
great. I had the truffle
Alright.
one.
Decision.
It's that one.
Nice. Yeah, this looks like a nice one.
So I'm also going to output this as a flat file. That means to back up, everybody, back up.
Everybody back up.
Tell us about how the performance went last night. You guys were up for half an hour.
Yeah,
You did what music?
Third Eye Blind. I honestly don't think it went so well because we had a lot of sound issues, right?
Yeah, I heard the screeching, and I was
Yeah.
like, I can't fix that in post.
No, my ears hurt a lot afterwards.
I noticed you were saying more feedback, or
So much feedback, yeah. I think, and I don't want to point fingers, but someone last night didn't do their job.
he was very friendly though.
He sure was, wasn't he?
I like the guy.
We all like that.
I hope he doesn't watch this though. Or maybe you should watch this and take this as good feedback because we like you. We just think
We like good feedback, we don't like bad feedback. And last night was a lot of bad feedback.
yeah, and he helped me set my levels. He said -6 should be fine, so I set out -6.
Well, obviously -6 was not.
And it was not fine because when that metal band came on, it was all blown up. Good thing I have the backup. What did you say? Wait,
No, we have two.
I had. Remember, I had the other recorder, and I stuck that up on the roof, so I could use that, and that was set on auto gain. That's always a good thing if you're recording audio.
To have a backup.
Yeah, set it on auto, so that way you're not gonna.
For context, for anyone watching this, like my parents, Josh brought 2 recorders to the show last night to record the show, and we wanted to go directly out of the soundboard, which means that whatever they were mixing for the bands would go directly into your recorder.
And it's cleaner because you don't get the. You don't get the. I better do this first. Oh, what are we doing here? Careful of the phone because it's going to record your password, and then you'll get your account hacked. If they get your phone, which they probably won't. Alright, you've got to do this. Leave home safe.
I think that was the fish you were talking about. Oh, mate, this looks great.
Alright, I'll put the camera. I did this with David, and I'll put the camera there, but it will actually get us in frame here. So we'll try this side. But we might need to move over this way before. Don't worry, we'll see us.
Yeah, alright. Alright, I don't have to be in the frame, like we talked about.
Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, the mixer sound is the cleanest. It doesn't have the sound doesn't come out, bounce around all the room, and sound a bit muffled. It's the cleanest audio. So anyway, you're explaining that.
We know what we're getting, right? We'll explain it after we go to the food.
Good idea. We're still at the menu. So
What a sizable menu.
the curry I like. We said the curry, right?
Yeah.
But we need to know which curry. There are.
I would vote. I mean, this looks nice. The mixed vegetables and rice with chicken.
Sure, you pick anyone. Last time I made David not eat the chicken. I actually haven't tried the chicken. It might be good.
I see. Well, I mean, look, beef brisket is all-time favorite. So either 2 or 8. Now you make the final choice.
So you go 2 or 8.
Ooh, wait, look, but there's a fried egg there, too.
Yeah.
Ox tongue is so good, though. You made ox tongue last night,
Oh,
didn't
there's a. Sometimes they have an octagon special or something if you can read.
I can't read. I can't see. Oh,
Can you see the A, B, C, D, E, F?
Yeah. So fast. Can you see over there? I wonder what E and B are. You know what? E looks okay. Neither of them are curry though.
Oh, anyway, that's just other option. Okay, so what are your narrow demonstrations?
I say either 2 or 5 because oxtail is nice. I like the mixed vegetables. Though. That's what I like about this.
You want vegetables? Let's get the vegetables in. I think I've always wanted that. And I've never tried that.
Okay. So a 2, and then what else?
And then something else, you said the egg thing.
I think the egg thing's nice, or you can, I mean, that looks nice, I'm fine with that. Or we could do,
Sounds great. Creamy egg barbecue, pork and shrimp. Let's do it.
what's it called? The drink?
I don't know, but they add like
I've got my iced coffee. I feel like
some dollars for that.
No, it comes with a drink, right? You get a hot drink for $3.
Oh, right.
You get your drink, I'm fine with mine.
Hello. Yêu lấy個蛋嘅 egg。
做呢個2號呢個係咪啊？
2號係啊，冇
係咪有間飯？
佢呢個有飯㗎。
哦，
你就呢個咯，叉燒咯，叉燒，
叉燒係
叉燒同
滑蛋，
蝦啦，蝦。
係
係呢個。
叉燒滑蛋蝦飯。
跟住咧要個咖喱，呢個咖喱
2號。
好，咖喱2號。
係咪有間湯咩飲品？
冇湯，有飲品熱就加3蚊，凍就加6蚊。
要個凍檸茶走甜。
要個熱鴛鴦小奶。
熱鴛鴦小奶係咪啊
What's that?
It's a hot 鴛鴦 with less milk。唔好意思，我啲廣東話講啲麻麻地。
係咪鴛鴦？
係
小奶。
小奶。
哦，好 OK。
冇錯。
Sounds good, but if I have milk, I always regret it. Well,
But I said less milk.
I'm gonna move this to this side now. Direction lock. Yeah, we're talking about sound. So yeah, and then I could. This has audio too, but when I bring it close to the sound source, it's going to be unbalanced, which could be cool because that's what it would sound like. Because like, remember you were singing, I put it right up to your face.
And I think we want the sound balanced. Yeah, we want the sound balanced for sure.
You don't want it like you want a little bit heavier when the camera goes to someone's mouth.
My argument
but
would
not
be
too heavy.
My
right?
argument would be, I think what you should do if you have the time is have the baseline mix with one of the things, and then have maybe 20% of the mix having what you're talking about, right?
So then you would get 20% a little louder wherever the camera's pointed. Yeah,
And
not
then what
much
you could do is you could, what's the word I'm looking for? You could use compression and then just bring it so that nothing peaks above this, so that it's consistent. It's just everything's flatter, sort of like what you hated when I did the music for the R1 video.
Yeah.
But for a live show, it could sound more flat. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed my H4n has compression, but I turned it off. But I thought if I turned on the compression, that might help with the peaking. Because when it gets so high, it will just compress those like really obvious. But then the mixer guy said, it will be fine. So I thought, okay, I'll get
Listen
it.
to the mixer. This mixer guy he did not a good job. And he's one of my friends. So I say this with a grain of, I say this more of a construction feedback.
Yeah, alright. Because we like, you can't fix it in post. The only way to fix it is go back and re-record it. However, there actually is a hideously expensive AI program that you can buy
To get rid of feedback?
I think it's like a few $1,000 US, which you can fix clip highlights. Not highlights, it's sound. What do you call it? Clip peaks or whatever.
What, do you round it? They just
No,
round
it knows, it uses AI, so it goes, it's peaking, but I know what a human voice sounds like. I'll add it in.
Oh, wow.
Just like AI can draw, like, these days you can say, I want a picture of an elephant ballerina doing a backflip over a Hyundai. A computer can draw that for you.
What are you trying to say? A Honda?
Hyundai?
A Hyundai. Like a car?
Hyundai?
Like a car though, right?
Yeah, a
German
Korean
car
car.
maker? Hyundai.
We don't call it that in Australia.
No one else calls it this anywhere
We
else.
pronounce it we pronounce it
That's
Hyundai.
grotesquely incorrect.
And there's some other car we call Acura? No.
Acura?
Acura. Anyway, look, tomato, tomato.
You are you're saying like tomato element.
Yeah, I'm born in this country that's upside down, so what do you expect? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, AI.
Much from convicts.
I've used AI to remove. I was too lazy to remix like some Lady Gaga song I did. I didn't want to take the vocals out because I'd have to retime it all. So I just threw it through a free AI program and it got rid of all the vocals.
Oh, wow.
Like perfectly. Not by like EQ and then it's sort of there but it's not as noticeable. It's gone completely. It's like magic. I'm a big fan of AI stuff when done right.
So when it comes to, because it's very loud in here again, we're going to be able to hear our voice clearly?
Yeah.
How do they do that?
Like, I'm not an AI scientist, but like, the AI knows what human speech sounds like.
But they need to identify that we are the subject of interest.
It's also got 4 microphones, so it knows that I'm here and you're there and we're talking.
Let's say, actually, that they are actually filming. We're not the ones filming. How does it know that we are the subject?
Well, it knows we're talking to camera and it can tell through the sound wave that they're further away. Because sound gets affected
So it's
further
making
away.
an assumption then. It's making the assumption that the closest people to the camera are the most important.
I think you make a good point, yeah. The voices closest to camera should be the ones it tries to enhance. If that's the way they set it up. I mean, you know, their engineers and coders could design it any way they want, but that would make sense, right?
It'd be a really cool feature to be like, oh, where is the subject of interest? Distance away, right?
Yeah.
Or to isolate them. Like, for example, you're going to isolate them. How do you do that?
Yeah, I want to spy on that couple there.
Well, they don't do that because that's invasion of privacy, isn't it? And they would get sued.
Well, this camera is actually amazing for invading privacy. Like, I've actually positioned it so it doesn't actually... It's as low as it can go. And like, I've positioned it so it's mostly going to just see us. Can't really see other people. And they're further away and stuff. But like, if I wanted to, I could put it higher and we could spy on like...
This is a Chinese
next to
company,
us.
right?
Yeah, Insta360. I don't think privacy is big in China, right? In fact, DJI drones are banned by the US military because apparently they spy on the military or something, right?
They have all this information. Why not use it?
Yeah. It's like privacy. What is that? They don't really, I guess the word isn't really respect, but that's what we're saying. They don't, like, put emphasis on intellectual property rights. Which I kind of agree with. I gave you this example last night. If I'm the first one to make a hammer, with the patent law, with the patent law, I can say no one else gets to make a hammer except me, or if you make one, you have to pay me.
And that's good for 20 years. Yeah.
And that's good for 20 years. No one else in the whole world, or this jurisdiction that respects the patent law, can use a hammer or make one because I own the intellectual property rights of this hammer.
And you're saying that's not fair in the grand scheme of things, or in the micro scheme of things.
Yeah, it's kind of... I know where it came from. Thomas Edison created the patent thing because he was an inventor and he didn't want people to rip off his ideas.
Do you want rice? Actually, that's all I want. You can have the rest.
But they need to find a balance between rewarding the innovator as well as helping society benefit from good ideas.
You're right, because they need to actually motivate both to continue doing their good work.
Yeah, and right now we have patent trolls. You were saying you know someone who's got 4 aeroplanes. I can't even afford a car.
I think you can afford a car.
No, I can't anymore.
Why not?
Because this whole COVID thing is like... Anyway, talking about patents. No work during COVID in Hong Kong. Everything is like locked down. I can afford a crap car. Put it that way.
In Hong Kong or in general?
Like...
In Australia, you could afford many
like a
cars.
second-hand crap car, maybe.
But in Hong Kong, it's not about buying a car; it's about buying a parking spot, right?
Yeah, and then yeah. Anyway, we're talking about patents. So it needs to find a balance. like we end up paying more for stuff because all the money goes to patent trolls. What do you think about the patent trolls situation? Like, I think it's unfair. They need to reform this rule for the modern age because it was invented back in the pre-agriculture era. So, what are your thoughts? And tell us a bit more because I've been talking too much.
I think they need to shorten and loosen the rules.
We like innovation. We like people that invent things. Anyway, I could go on. Maybe I should go on. So you can invent something but not create it. And then later on someone actually spends a lot of money R&D creating the actual product. Because manufacture is expensive. But they get sued and all the profits end up going to the patent troll and they end up with nothing. There's many cases that are hideously unfair because of the patent system. And someone that actually brings the product to market, but someone has a tiny patent on a small part of what the product needs. A photocopier is a good example. Someone has a patent on a certain way a photocopier works, and therefore no one else can make photocopies without being sued. So Xerox had this thing with photocopiers. I can't remember, were they sued or were they the aggressor?
Xerox was not the aggressor. Wait, no, they were the aggressor, right? They were the aggressor. They were not sued.
I can't remember, but someone has some weird process, a small thing in a photocopier. So it's about the way it worked. It wasn't about the whole photocopying thing. It was like one small mechanism. And because of that, they could say no one else in the whole world can make photocopiers except unless they pay me money. And I don't make photocopiers myself. I just go and sue people that do. So we have this world where either you pay up or no one gets good things. This is why we can't have nice things. Unless you're in China and they don't like really. They do have patent law in China, don't they? Mm-hmm. It's different. Do you know about it? Because I don't.
I should know about it, but I don't. We're sure it's different though.
It's one reason your iPhone costs like $1,000, where it could cost a lot less. Would you like a $200 iPhone that can do a lot more? Or would you like a $1,000 iPhone where all the money goes to the lawyers and the patent trolls because everyone's suing everyone in the iPhone industry?
But China has closed that gap.
Have they? I didn't know this.
Xiaomi is that closed, right?
Good on them. So what did Xiaomi do?
There's value for money. All the technology that you want to buy an iPhone, but you don't want to use the iPhone and you don't want to pay for it, so you just go into their ecosystem. It might be 80% or 90%, but if you're getting 90% for 1/3 the cost,
Yeah.
right?
Can't afford a new iPhone in this environment. This iPhone X is 5 years old. Actually, it's still pretty good, but I want the MagSafe and all that stuff.
But you are the type of consumer that keeps Apple in business.
Yeah,
People that want the best of the best, the tip of the top, the tip of the spear. That's what's keeping iPhone in business. I'm going to do something really rude right now. Thank you.
I stole my vegetables.
Oh, I didn't mean to steal your vegetable. I just want some rice.
Oh, good. Take it out.
I never used the spoon though, so it wasn't so rude.
And you don't mind germs.
Well, I never used the spoon.
But I've been eating out of that.
I don't mind germs. Should I mind germs?
I don't know. Maybe not. But it's... Everyone's moved... I mean, Hong Kong food used to be everyone... Oh. It's a new recording because...
Why is that?
the camera... Yeah, the camera can only record for 29 minutes, which frustrates me a lot. And it also... The sync sounds out of sync. I keep mentioning it because they haven't fixed it yet.
Why
Anyway.
did they do 29 minutes though?
Some law about it's considered a video. Yeah, some European law. It's considered a video camera if it can record more than half an hour. But if it records less than half an hour, it's a camera. Because
We
cameras
don't want
really
this
go.
to be a video camera.
Well, technically it's not a video camera according to taxation law in Europe because it doesn't do video over half an hour, which is the requirement for being a video camera.
That's really
Therefore, you don't have to pay as much tax on the camera in Europe, but it doesn't even matter because I think that law is over. Where in Asia, why does it have a 29-minute limit? Insta360, fix it. It's annoying, really annoying. Does it annoy you?
It doesn't annoy me if I'm paying less for it.
Yeah, but no one pays less for it anymore.
Oh.
Now I've got to go in post and edit this and put it together, which I need to anyway because it's shot in log. And I need to fix the sound, but it's creating more work for everyone. And plus, that thing I said before I cut, maybe it was like hilariously funny, and now it's gone forever. Actually, it wasn't, but could have been. Okay, food review. What do you reckon of this curry?
I really like the chicken curry. I think it's a bit on the salty side, but if you have, well, it's definitely not sort of traditional curry. It's not sort of mellow curry.
It's
very strong
Singaporean curry, isn't it? I mean, the style. Like you have Indian curry,
This
you know,
is-
Thai
yeah,
curry.
I agree. This would be Singaporean. I would consider Singaporean curry.
Curry in Hong Kong is Singaporean curry. Unless it's assumed to be. Because they don't say it's Singaporean curry, but anytime they say curry rice or whatever, it's always this. It's never like Indian curry or Thai curry, like a green curry or a red curry. It's always this stuff. Which is nice. Like, being in Hong Kong, I quite like it now. I also need to eat more. Focus.
This part, maybe you could eat a bit more, and then we just fast forward. You turn this into an eating sort of scene, where it fast forwards a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes I do a time lapse. Or sometimes I cut it and just eat. Which I could do now. Well, maybe we should wait till the next food comes though. Take it forever. Because I kind of want to show the food here. The food's quite good here. My favorite cha chan tang.
I like this better than the other one, you're right.
And they haven't told me off for filming. Like,
Does the other one tell you off the film?
my favorite noodle place. There's some grumpy waiter.
Really rude one, right?
I don't think you met him.
The noodle place that's across from your...
No, not that one. It's far. But there's a grumpy waiter who's like, "Who's recording in here?" in Chinese, and then like I actually kept recording. I just turned the screen off. He didn't know, and I left it there. So that's a nice trick with the Insta360. Now it's very obvious recording. I should actually turn on the lights, but I have them off. The recording
How do
lights.
you turn the screen off?
You just hit the button there, and look, it looks like it's off. Right?
Oh, we should do that then. Why not? It saves battery.
It does actually, but I've got a spare.
Oh, okay.
I will turn it off. We don't need it. But if they complain, then you just go, "Oh, I'll turn it off." Press the off button. It's literally the off button, and then it keeps recording. And then no
Can you
one
see
any
all
what?
this?
Yeah,
So
come on.
you can just scroll and see.
The only area you can't see is like right there, and actually kind of can't see the sides, but it can because the lens actually. Technically, the lenses are more than 180 degrees. They're one. Oh no, I think they're 170.
Pinch zoom video.
They overlap. They overlap like an X. There's a diagram which shows it, but I don't have it here. Oh no, I didn't bring tissues, did you? Oh, right. Product placement for Starbucks with the Starbucks coffee.
Spend enough at Starbucks. I should give a bit back.
Yeah, I like the place. It's like a little newer, the decor.
Yeah, I think
Because it is new.
Yeah, but it's just renovated, right?
Yeah. And it's
Newly renovated.
And it's bigger, so the chance of getting a seat without waiting is, I guess, a little higher.
I was talking about last night at Five Guys Central. It's such a huge.
Oh yeah.
Bigger than, I reckon bigger than this.
And it's empty.
And it's empty and it's more expensive rent, right? They probably
Yeah, it's
signed
essential.
some sort of crazy contract way back when.
Maybe they thought they'd have more business, but
Yeah, they probably made an assumption like, oh, you know what? It's safe here. It's central. It's lots of expats. They love burgers.
how much was your meal? Because you got a drink as well.
My meal was total because I got a piece meal, right? So I kept adding to it.
That's how they get you.
Yeah,
No, I'll have some chips.
yeah,
You chipped
exactly.
for $50.
It was maybe like 150 or so.
You get a whole meal at McDonald's for $50.
Yeah. Oh, we talked about this, right? There's value to be had there.
Yeah.
Do you want some of this?
I would love some of that.
Oh, you want to describe what it is?
It's slimy egg, that's what it is.
I think you can describe it. Yes. If it's a direct translation, it is translated slimy.
I don't know if that's, is that the translate? Is that what it's called? Wow. Oh, wow is smooth.
Smoothing. That's what it is. Yeah. Hot. Alright,
Smooth egg. Oh. Lots of food here. I do like the tradition of Chinese food where you get to share and you get a bit of everything and
But
it's
then, for
like,
example, when some people just don't like sharing. Some people just are very against sharing.
yeah, I know, right? Something like, you guys eat your own, order whatever you want,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get mine, don't touch it, leave me alone. I'll sit in the corner here. Don't talk to me. I added the last bit in there.
I sort of understand that during the height of COVID. That's logical, right?
We're still in COVID, like all these shields, like that wasn't there before.
But people don't fear COVID as much as they used to, is what I'm saying, right?
You should have seen us last night. We were in this room, people are singing and spewing out oxygen. No one's wearing masks, everyone's drinking.
Sharing microphones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy, the puppies guy, was touching the phone when he was singing.
Oh, yeah.
We were like,
That was his own microphone, though.
oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I didn't know that.
I just didn't bring my own.
And then I guess it goes into a box. Or something, right? He brought his own microphone. I didn't know that was a thing. Well, that's very considerate of him as well. Who is that guy? I like him.
His name's Ming. He's awesome.
Yeah.
One of the best bass players in Hong Kong.
Bass.
I'm going to say something about this entire meal. This is a proper good meal, right?
Yeah.
All of this cost like $15 US. That's it. Isn't that crazy? $15 US. That's one of the good things though about Hong Kong.
Yeah, for the half the price. No, not half. 2/3 the price of the burger you have.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right. One burger would buy all of this.
I don't know, that's not fair. The burger was. Oh no, the burger is.
It's
The
a fair
burger was.
comparison.
The burger was $100.
The
Wasn't it?
burger is not good value. This is good value. So you're on opposite sides of the spectrum right now, right?
The burger actually was delicious, though. It was delicious. Very messy, so cooked really well. So I'm not complaining. I think if you're willing to spend a bit more, you do get the value. So I wouldn't say it's bad value. It's just a different end of the spectrum of value. I'd say value.
It's also judgment. I mean, you go to a French restaurant, you'll say it's less value, but actually it's how you define value. The definition of value dictates the equation.
So if you ever come to Hong Kong, go to a Cha Chan Tang. This place has got a Cha Chan Tang. I shouldn't talk with my mouth full, but anyway. Or a Chinese cafe. And find one that has pictures on the menu. Because a lot don't. It makes it very difficult. Which is one reason I really like this place. The menus are very important. I wish they put a picture of the ABCDEF meal.
That would really help the expats, right? The foreigners.
Yeah, but I'm only like maybe 0.1%. Like not even 1%, like 0.1% of them. How many expats do you see here?
Chill.
And you can read Chinese.
Chill.
So,
Chill.
are you even an expat?
Yeah, I am. The definition, I meet that definition, don't I?
Yeah, but you don't meet the definition of a person who can't order easily in a Cha Chan Tang. Look at this prawn, it's huge.
Good looking prawn.
I always get... oh, better drink first. I always get people complaining about my channel being long and boring. But like, this is a vlog. This is not like TikTok where I'm 15 seconds. This is actually me going about my life and sticking a camera to come along for the ride.
So my question is, who complains about this?
Just randoms on the internet leave a message saying,
alright, you know what?
saying, I don't like this video. Oh, actually, they say, I don't like this video. It's,
Well, you have to think from their perspective what exactly they're looking for in a video. If they're looking to learn about the Insta360, well, 0.1% of this video is relevant for them. It's relevancy, right? It needs to be relevant for them. If they're trying to learn about you, they would absolutely love this video.
yeah, maybe I need to title it better because I already said, like, first unboxing and look at Insta360 video.
Oh, that's a bait and switch.
But maybe they got what they didn't want. They got what they didn't expect. I should say, very long and boring video of me talking.
Then they will not complain.
Yeah,
Nor will they watch, but they
So
will
that's-
not complain if they do watch.
so it's my fault.
Oh, it's fault. It's managing expectations.
But my channel's called Josh's Video Diary. Maybe I should make it Josh's very long and boring video diary that you shouldn't watch.
I like that title. It might even work to your advantage.
You know, there's an idea here. Okay, what are other titles that are similar that I could use?
I think you nailed it right there already. You don't need any other.
Yeah, it's kind of perfect. And no one will be able to find it, which is, I don't want it to be like, I think I'll change my channel name.
Alright, Josh, what are we doing after this?
You wanted to go have a look at the footage, right?
I wanna produce some of the footage so that we can share it with the bar because they're asking for it. Can we give them some video today? So that is your mission.
I was actually up till 3 a.m. like,
Yeah, where did you go afterwards?
I went home.
Okay, but you were out till 3 a.m.
But no, I was up till 3 a.m. because I was loading the video and just having a look at how it looked because I knew this camera could not handle low light well. It's not designed for such a dark environment. It's designed for outdoor sports and that kind of stuff. It's not even good at vlogging, but it can do it.
So what was the result? How did it look?
Spoiler alert. Okay, like, it's noisy and it's dark, but if you don't look at it on a 30-inch monitor, you look at it on a phone, it looks pretty decent. I'm actually surprised it actually did well. Another thing, it's got AI noise reduction, and that makes a huge difference. It's so good. I love AI stuff, and the camera's got all these AI enhancements. It's a really good thing. Like people aren't praising the ease of use and the AI functionality in the Insta360 software, I think these guys have done a good job. Now fix the audio sync and the 29-minute limit, please. Anyway, had to say that. Not that they're watching. They might be. I doubt it. But maybe. I would like to come back when I'm old and watch this video. That's another reason I do this whole diary thing.
You're gonna put this on a vault?
Yeah, which is called YouTube.
The YouTube music vault.
Do you?
Yeah.
Tell me about this. What is a music vault?
It's the same concept, right? It's a bunch of videos of us playing music, and 5 years down already, I'm cringing. Well, let's say in 20 years, how I'm going to feel about it.
Like 30 years, I'm going to look back at myself and go, oh, I had so much hair back then. I wish I was back in 2022. Look at this lovely piece in the front there.
I miss when you lived in Causeway Bay.
Me too. That was a nice place, but I kind of wish I did more with it. I did a bit. I did a lot.
You did so much with it. What are you talking about?
You were a regular, right?
I was not as regular as others. David was a regular.
Yeah,
He
regular.
was way more regular than me.
Do you come to... All the events are kind of mixed up in my mind now.
Yeah.
But did you come to Cheese Fondue Party? I think you did. We had like a few China National Day parties.
Came to those?
You had to wear red. I played the national anthem non-stop. People didn't like it. Some people did.
The Chinese people?
Yeah. What else did we do?
Challenge.
That video no one watched, but it's up there. On this channel. You made the M&M meal with audio.
I did, yeah, you're right. Hey, we got some videos from last night.
Really? Let me see. You want to finish anything off?
Oh, no, I'm right.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. There she goes, there she goes.
Let's see what you shot. I'm gonna watch a second of this. You keep talking to the camera here.
I want to see what you...
Alright. You can watch after me. Do you want an earplug?
Oh, no, I just want to see the visual.
Oh.
People are forever taking my food.
It's an invitation to get the F out.
Yeah. That's one thing they never ask you. They put their greasy fingers, which has been in like 50 other people's food, and then they take it, and then...
Oh, do you still want this?
Yeah.
While they're like inside of your plate.
Once I had like... I can't remember, it was winter, right? And I had a soup. And like, you have soup, you have noodles underneath, but you can't see the noodles. So it kind of looks like it's finished, because you can't see the noodles.
But it's not finished.
But it's not finished, so I have half of it there. And then the lady comes, and she does this. She gets all the tissues on the table, throws it in my thing, and then I'm like, all the tissues, and they're floating in my bowl. And then I'm like, oh, you still want it? Oh, okay, here. Take the tissues out.
Oh,
what
no.
the heck?
Where was this? Was that here?
No, it wasn't here. It was another Cha Chan Pang. It's great.
But it was in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah. It's like, right.
And how did that transaction...
And I was like, oh, actually, I don't want it anymore.
That's awesome.
And the food is cheap. I mean, you get what you pay for sometimes. Really cheap food, and
Service-wise, too.
I could just order another one because it's that cheap. But like, they should train their staff to. That would be considered rude in some countries.
It would be considered, but here's the mentality here. If you're not happy, someone behind you's in line, and they'll take your spot.
Yeah.
Why put in more effort when there's choice?
Yeah, there's people waiting to get your spot. You're sitting there,
Right.
costing them money because they can serve food. So you can F out.
In this transaction are no value anymore. They're not thinking about if you're going to come back.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah. I went back there.
And you went back anyways.
I'm just like this when I'm towards the end of the meal. You make a good point. What am I?
That did not. Alright, here's something.
The image quality is great though. Oh, that's me. That's me again.
It's not sounding so good.
Yeah, but they don't have the audio. So.
Well, it is what it is. There's so many more.
The thing is, I do actually have a full frame camera with like, I can stick a 1.8 or a 1.4 lens on it. It would be perfect for this stuff. But you can't have a camera on a stick that you can whip around really quick, which is what I wanted to try with the Insta360. And the X3. I wanted to see how good or how bad it could look.
I think she's completely incapable of doing it's like the videos cut off in the most random spots.
Well, she's not doing the whole song, right?
But it's almost like
She needs to know where the chorus is. That's
but she knows the songs.
oh. Well, tell her to record the chorus. Maybe she wanted to enjoy it
Yeah, maybe.
and not worry about filming.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, I got the whole thing.
I know. I'm very glad you did.
It just doesn't look. It looks a bit grainy, but look at it on the phone. Guy. Speaking of restaurant service, does it ever? You feel weird when, like, you go to a restaurant and they go, "Oh, how was your food?"
No one here has ever asked me how my food was.
No?
I just realized this. No one in
No, they have. I've been somewhere and they've asked.
thing.
It wasn't a cha not a cha hang.
No.
Cha hang's like, finish your food and get the.
I was very surprised because you're like, no one in a Tata thing would care. That's
I'm
like,
not
it's
talking
their
about-
job not to care. It's like their job not to care about how your food is.
But I mean, when you go to a place in Hong Kong that's not a cha hang, like, I don't know, a rib house or whatever.
Sure. Anything that's black sheep, any black
if you
sheep
go there-
restaurant will for sure ask. They will even survey you on the way out. Why do you find that weird though?
I find it weird because, like, sometimes I always go, "Oh, it was good" or whatever, but sometimes they overdo. Like, I hate it when they overdo food because it becomes dry and
Oh, I see what you mean.
too salty, like steak. Have you ever had a bad steak? Let's say you like medium rare or something, and they give it to you well done, and they go, "How was your steak?" And you're like,
Not as ordered. That's what you should say.
"Yeah."
But eat half of it first, and then so.
And then what do you do? I just go, "Yeah, it was alright." Very Australian to say, like, "Yeah, it was alright." But
in a Tata, you walk in that door and basically you sign your right away.
Yeah.
It's like you get whatever you are served. You agree with that, like coming in.
like when we were in line, they were like, "Everyone back up, not back up. Everyone back up. We're full for now."
I think what they meant was because of COVID restrictions.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they didn't want anyone bunched up. That was the problem.
Yeah. But like Hong Kong is like, you've been in an MTR, everyone's like packed to the brim. And then they go and find domestic workers for having 5 people sitting on a park bench on a Sunday. And they find them like 2 months' salary. It's crazy. It's so unfair. Am I allowed to say it's unfair, or will I be in trouble?
Sure, I mean it's unfair. If you feel it's unfair, you have every right
Yeah,
to say
but we're in. Are we?
How'd you do that?
Huh?
It sounded like a sound effect.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I said,
Do it again. Oh, it sounded short. I think it was like my head was tilted. It
I think
literally
the
sounded
sound
like a
wave
movie sound effect.
came at the right angle.
Like, do you know how they do what do you call it? Like they'll filter it down to a certain frequency, and then they'll it's called like a phone booth effect, right? That's what it sounded like.
Because you weren't watching when I was doing that.
Oh, maybe that was it. It was unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah, can't complain, but life's pretty good if you don't complain too much. I think. What do you think? You're still here.
I like complaining, but not to them. What I cannot stand is the American mentality where if there's any little thing, you'll complain about it.
Ah,
If there's
yeah.
any little thing, you're gonna sue. If there's any, if there's any minute right for you to say anything, you are going to extrapolate that and just magnify it, right?
Maybe it's Americans watching my channel. Like, I just like this video. It's
Look at the
disorganized.
complaints. Look at the complaints and look where the complaints come from. I would not be surprised.
But I think I should change my channel to Josh's boring video diary that you shouldn't watch.
Especially if you're not from, especially if you're from the United States. You should do that. I guarantee you, your traffic goes up.
You know, my photography business, I like names like that are descriptive. My photography business is Josh Takes Photos. If you go to joshtakesphotos.com, yes, it's a plug, but I'm making a point. That's my website. So I think Josh's boring video diaries that you shouldn't watch has a ring to
It's
it.
a very good video.
I don't know. Maybe, I'm not trying to say that people shouldn't watch it. I'm trying to say that most people won't like it. So maybe I should call Josh's video diary that you might not like. Does that have the same ring to it?
I think so. I think
That you might not like or that you shouldn't watch?
no. So there is. You can A/B test this. You should do 1 week, same amount of traffic. Leave it for 1 week, leave it for another week. See who gets more views.
I wonder how often I can change my YouTube video name.
No. They're giving URLs though. I'm sure you got the notification.
Yes. My Juice account, they said, hey, we've reserved Juice for you.
Okay.
But all my other accounts, they're like, oh, soon you can reserve your app handle.
Can we go soon? I have to pee.
Yes.
I don't want to pee here.
You may use my toilet, which is
Thank you.
just as horrible, but let's still use it.
Just as horrible. It's like we might as well just go back.
All right, thank you for the shoes. Let's get out of here. All right. I know we reviewed the food, so let's conclude. Would you come back here?
Yeah.
Do you prefer this over He-Wan? They have different food though.
I'm not sure. I think it's different, but I like how scrumptious everything is here. I mean, the two things that we had were very good. Yeah.
Alright, pretending to cut. Actually, just saving battery life. It's still recording, but I'll turn the screen off.一個。
Like touch to open, but there's nothing to touch.
Alright, you want to get directly back? Do you want to stop for a drink?
I think we could get directly back because I need to pee.
Okay. They're very lively on a Sunday.
I think so. But every
for-
Sunday is this lively.
Yeah, for Hong Kong in this after COVID, still under quarantine situation, but less quarantine, but still kind of got a quarantine. Like you can't go to restaurants and stuff.
Quarantine vibe.
Can't go to restaurants when you first arrive here for 3 days or something like that.
Right. Unless you're from the US or China, because there's a way to actually play the blue code game.
The what, hey?
The blue code game. You know the blue code, how you have to
Yeah.
scan and you get a blue code and they let you in?
Oh,
Well, like for example, when my mom first got here, we submitted her things and then it said that she was coming from mainland China. And I
Oh.
think because of that, she got blue code right away. We were able to go everywhere during the first 3 days.
okay.
Yeah, so that was a good thing.
Is it a loophole or is it a workaround or something?
You know, I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a loophole as well because I was thinking, how actually the app know that she's coming from China. They don't.
Okay, well, it's weird because people are telling me that in Australia and stuff, it's like back to normal life.
Everywhere is back normal, like what here? What here?
Last night, someone made a comment on stage that musicians are very contagious after midnight.
Yeah. She was saying that because basically after midnight, you're not allowed to do anything anymore.
Yeah, that's right. You can't eat after midnight.
Not.
Well, not in a restaurant. You can eat at home.
Can. You can do what you want. No one can control that.
Well, there are many things you can't do at home.
Such as?
That-
Like in the COVID context. I mean.
Oh yes, yeah, you can do things like
I mean, I'm not saying you can go murder someone. No, you're still not allowed to do that.
No.
COVID or no COVID.
yeah. That's the point I was trying to make. Very full now. Very satisfied.
Me too. I'm trying to do this thing sometimes where I just eat like 1 or 2 meals a day, and then cleanse the system between now and tomorrow.
Oh well, I have been skipping breakfast for
Yeah.
forever.
So actually, you've been naturally doing this.
Yeah, but I'm not in that good shape. I put on a lot of weight during COVID. I used to be slimmer.
But it's not about losing weight. It's about
The healthiness?
So they call it something like fasting, and what happens is like your body cleanses itself during this time. Because actually, we shouldn't be having so many. That's the.
We're supposed to be hunter-gatherers and picking
Exactly.
berries and occasionally grabbing an
Occasionally
animal.
eating. That's exactly it. Occasionally eating something straight from the earth,
If you're lucky.
if you're lucky.
This stinks here, so let's go. That's the rubbish
Here,
stuff.
nothing's from the earth.
Do you feel like hiking? It's like hiking season soon because it's cooler
I'm
now.
always down for a hike. We can go for a hike anytime you want.
Do you feel like camping?
Less keen to go camping, more keen to go hiking.
Why?
Camping? Because I like being comfortable.
Ah, I see. So you don't want to spend a night in a tent and have no toilet and...
Not so much.
It looks like Naz, but I don't think it's Naz. Ah, I get what you mean. So hiking is like camping without the camping.
Yeah, so what we could do even, plus you gotta schlep a tent, right?
Yeah.
So that's why hiking is cool, because you can actually do a bit of camping called sleeping under a tree if you wanted to.
But I like the shelter of a tent. It's so nice to be protected from the elements a little bit.
You are right.
I mean, it's like a micro thin layer of...
protection, but it still feels like protection, right?
Yeah, it's very psychological. But
Have
actually,
you-
no, it does keep the rain and wind out.
Seen the movie The Ghost in the Darkness?
No, what is this?
You should watch this movie.
Is this an anime?
No, it's not an anime. It's about. So in documented history, there has been one instance, and this is the story that it tells, where 2 lions went and strategically hunted people. Yeah. But they wouldn't kill the people. They would
Wow.
just- well, no. Sorry. They would kill the people. They wouldn't eat the people. It wasn't for nutritional purposes.
Uh-huh.
They would go and hunt the people,
Like kill them.
but not eat them.
So these lions
They would
murder people when they
Murder
want
people.
to protect their territory.
No, not even. They were just aggressive. Now, the scary thing about this and what haunted me, and this is what brings it up, is there was a camp, and it told the story. What era was it? It was when a lot of workers were in Africa building railroad, I believe. Yep. And these workers would be inside the tent. And this one scene, basically a lion just dragged the guy right out of the tent. Like, it was quite terrifying.
Wow. So sorry. Why did they do it?
Because they were aggressive lions.
They just asshole cats.
Yeah, they were just douchebag lions.
So they had fun murdering.
I'm not sure if they had fun. Maybe they saw it as sport. I mean, we murder tons of animals for sport, right?
But cats do murder things for sport. Like
They do, I know.
They get like a lizard and they're like-
so bad. Exactly.
it's like its toy.
They will play until they die.
Alright, I'm gonna cut the video now because I don't want people to know where I live in case someone like complains and then flies over on a plane and wants to beat me up.
Yeah, or wants to defend the line.
Yeah, so before you go that way, it's time to sign off. This channel will soon be called Josh's Very Boring Video Diary that you shouldn't
not
watch. And click on like and unsubscribe. See ya, bye.